Unlike anything else on radio today, it's a front row seat for great information with today's leading experts. The Millionaire Maker, Hilary Kramer.
It's wonderful to see you, Kevin, to be on, and the excitement of it being the eve of elections. This is an important time. I am really happy that the whole country is so engaged. You know, Of course, there's so much we wish would be, more friendly, more, collegial.
Yeah, everybody's
familial.
always wanting things to be nicer.
Of course we want that, but we got something so important, and that's engagement.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, and on top of that, you have the opportunity, and I was asking your colleague Scott Martin this earlier today, you have the opportunity to kind of put Washington in check and let the markets kind of get back to their best business, which is, kind of stall D.C., but let Wall Street get going again.
Yes. Well, this is what is so interesting. Bottom line, depending how many Republicans win and by how much of a landslide in terms of numbers that they, win, that's going to tell us how the stock market is going to do. If it's blue that wins instead of red, the market's going to take a step down on Wednesday.
It is Money Monday on Radio Night Live. And Hilary, you always come loaded with great picks. Where are we starting tonight?
Well, we're going to go back to the small cap, which means $1 billion to $10 billion stocks that no one's heard of, or they're fallen angels. And we covered quite a few of those last week, but you have to realize that that's where the opportunity lies.
Right.
I have all the statistics, but I don't want to bore anyone with them, and they're all right there in front of me. And just to give you an example, you have let's see. This is actually kind of important example, and then that will be it, and I can jump right into it. But 75% of all stocks are down year to date. 75%. 27% of all stocks are down 50%. It's just unbelievable. The roller coaster that we've been on. How far Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Meta, Tesla, Nvidia, Salesforce, all of those have fallen so hard. But what's really interesting is that when you take a look at sectors that have just been decimated, you find out that any stock that's a small cap in the Russell 3000, and here's a sector I want to say, communication services. That's the ETF that has Facebook. Okay, so year over year, the earnings of that big cap, the S&P 500 communication services companies down 12%. But when you go after that and down, you find out that earnings have been up 9% if you're a small cap. So I just wanted to bring that point to home. But now I can just jump into these stocks, and I can start with one of the ones I like the best. You might have heard it from Scott because we've done so much work on it, but it's Mobileye, MBLY. Okay, Mobileye was one of our favorite stocks. We did great on it, especially because Mobileye was acquired by Intel. So it has been, phenomenal. What happened is Intel decided that Intel has decided that they needed to bring public Mobileye Global so that they could have some extra few billions of dollars and use it to build semiconductor chip plants. Okay, yeah. So they made the decision. Let's raise some serious money out there for Mobileye, and Mobileye came out and actually did very well. Came off up about 30% with their first pop. And I think Mobileye, which is, self-driving technology chips. Mobileye is the company that is behind self-driving. Okay, they have it all. And I watched Mobileye. We watched it go up. We made money for people. And now here we have a chance because it just went public. I mean, like went public like, I don't know, what is it? Maybe like a month ago? Yeah, about a month ago. Came out 29. Now it's 25. So everyone buy because... and I think maybe I did mention this to you, the part where you have 2 months to buy ahead of the institutions, like Vanguard. Remember, I explained that last week.
Yeah, you talked about that last week, and how it's a limited window to take advantage of.
Yeah, so you want to get in there, but at 29 it was good. At 25 this week, I really want to say you want to be buying that one, but that little extra part which I belabored last week was all that you can do before the big deals get in it. I want to go back to Dexcom, DXCM. Why do I want to do Dexcom again, the diabetes company or diabetes diagnostic company? Because when I presented this at the Money Show, and I told everyone in the audience, look, it's okay to be interactive here. I know so many of you. Just raise your hand if you have something to say, and I mean, of course, if they raised their hand and asked me about some penny stock in like neurosciences, that I'd never heard of, I'd say, I'll look it up. I'm going to get back to you. Next question. Yeah. But with Dexcom, everybody raised their hand. Oh my God, they raised their hand and all told me that this diabetes glucose monitoring system was coming out with a brand new improved technology. Everyone who had Dexcom currently had been informed by an email, by a letter, that Dexcom would be that much more effective and timely, and they just moved everything up in terms of their diagnostic capability.
Nice.
And Dexcom is 115. Last week when I talked about it, it was 120. And the week before, it was 100. So, but it really flew up there. And revenue is up 17%. And as I haven't explained, and next time I do Dexcom, I'll come with actual targets, but one of which is Novo Nordisk. I really, out of Denmark, actually, one of the biggest insulin companies in the world. Someone's going to buy them. Someone's going to buy them because it's just such an extraordinary franchise, and earnings are generally flat, and the stock is down 27%. But the demographic is your friend, right? Trend is your friend.
Right.
Okay, so you got to be there. Now, I want to keep going. I just want to tease something really interesting that we're going to be doing tonight. And what we're going to be doing is talking about the fact that Warren Buffett, BRKD, right? That's his stock fund. Actually, over 75% of his entire holdings are in 5 stocks only. And we're going to talk about those 5 stocks. And does it make sense to buy those 5 stocks yourself or not buy them yourself?
So it's not BRKD. What is it?
It's BRK.A, BRK.B. A is traditional Berkshire Hathaway. BRKB, they call it the baby Berkshire.
Okay. Because
that one costs for one share $290, where BRKA costs $538,000.
Wow. That's a little bit different. So BRKB is probably the one that most listening would be interested in, but she's going to talk more about that later. She's also got more stocks for you tonight. The small cap is the arena that she and some of her colleagues have been telling me the most about in recent weeks. And if you missed the first part of our broadcast tonight, she's already given out MBLY, Mobileye, and Dexcom, DXCM as recommendations.